Pleasant afternoon to you wherever it is you're watching us from. We're coming to you live from the headquarters of the opposition CDC, where the Liberian National Police is stationed just outside of this mesh fence. They are away from the CDC headquarters, and the CDC followers are there chanting, singing, chanting, and we've been informed that they will address the media. As you can see, the police officers were in their hibernation mode, but now they are getting prepared with their riot shields and all that. We did see the presence of the dismissed, aggrieved EPS officers as well. They are on the grounds of the CDC headquarters. The acting chairman of the CDC, Janga Cole, is also there, as well as the Secretary General of the CDC. Former Mayor Jefferson Koji is also on the grounds of the CDC. Earlier yesterday, the police IG, Colonel Gregory Coleman, had a press conference where he hinted that there would be a series of protest actions staged in and around Monrovia. And this morning, we did see the Liberian National Police contingent there stationed just outside of the headquarters of the CDC. So this is the buffer zone. This is the road. So they're not on the grounds of the CDC headquarters. We should tell you they're not. They are here at the premises of the JR gas station. That is where the Liberian National Police contingent is stationed. But partisans of the CDC, well-wishers of the CDC, they are there chanting their battle cries as well, getting prepared. We've been informed that the dismissed, aggrieved EPS officers are also amongst those singing and chanting as well. This is Spoon TV coming to you live from outside the headquarters of the opposition CDC. As to whether or not they will march and make their way to the main Totman Boulevard, we yet to establish that, but that has been hinted. So you can share this podcast that this is happening live just outside the compound of the Congress for Democratic Change. My name is Diamond Slanger. I'm here with the entire team, and we're providing to you coverage of what is unfolding here outside the headquarters of the CDC. So the battle cries are being chanted, they are singing, they are shouting, and the police is also in readiness. So it's like this mesh fence is the buffer zone. The police are now moving towards the main Totman Boulevard. So we want to give you images from that angle as well, that the police, not in a very, very large number though, whether or not reinforcements will come their way, we're watching to see, and where will the CDC supporters be moving from. So we can tell you that the acting chairman of the CDC, Janga Cole, is on the premises, as well as the former Monrovia City Mayor, Jefferson Koji, is on the premises as well. These aggrieved, dismissed EPS officers have said they were illegally dismissed from their service there in the Executive Protection Service. So this is getting a bit serious. This is getting a bit serious. You can see the guys that are selling their arts are removing their artworks as well. They don't want any kind of damage, so they're removing their artworks, because this is now getting a semblance of there might likely be some sort of standoff. So the police here forming their barricade. The artists and art sellers are taking away their precious arts. They do not want any sort of damage. And the pressurized water truck is still stationed at the Vamuma house. So the Liberian National Police making their stand, and the seditionists are coming. The dismissed EPS officers are coming. So they are marching towards the Totman Boulevard. They are marching towards the Totman Boulevard. It's getting serious. They are marching towards the Totman Boulevard now. So there you have them marching. So folks, what will be the position of the LNP? So they're moving towards their headquarters. They're coming towards the Tottenham Boulevard now. So this is happening live. They've now left the compounds of the CDC and now on the main Tottenham Boulevard. The police as well stationing themselves. Earlier this morning we reported that it was all calm and peaceful along the Tottenham Boulevard. But now, this is what is happening. This seems to be their commander. So they're making their stand on the Tottenham Boulevard. They're being asked to push back. So this is what is happening here along the Tottenham Boulevard. So vehicular traffic has come to a standstill. They're removing themselves from the Tottenham Boulevard now. They're removing themselves from the Tottenham Boulevard. They're being ordered off the Tottenham Boulevard by the gentleman in black and white striped shirt. He seems to be their leader by the fact that he's exerting all of the command. He's asking his men to leave the Tottenham Boulevard. So they're removing their men from the Tottenham Boulevard. So vehicular traffic now has resumed. Vehicles are now passing along the Tottenham Boulevard. Who play you on tree? So that gentleman has been ordered out of the protest. Whether or not they are former agents of the EPS or they've been joined by partisans, this is now turning into a standoff. The police are maintaining their distance. Watch yourself. The police are maintaining their distance. There is a considerable buffer zone between the officers of the Liberian National Police and those of the protesting dismissed EPS officers that have now been joined by supporters of the CDC. They are now leaving the Tottenham Boulevard. You are also dismissed. You are also dismissed. What were you doing? At the EPS? Ministry of State? And you feel you've been wrongfully dismissed. So that guy has been removed from speaking to the journalists. So they're ordering their men off the road. They're ordering their men off the road. So folks, welcome. This is Spoon TV coming to you live from outside the headquarters of the Congress for Democratic Change, where on yesterday the police IG hinted that there would have been a protest and the protesters mainly form part of the former dismissed EPS officers. They've been joined by partisans. Now they've left the Tottenham Boulevard, the main road. The police is still standing their ground. As you can see, this is where the police are stationed. It's a considerable distance between the police and those protesting. So as you can see, the police have got their buffer zone, their human shield, their barricade stationed at where they've been all day. Initially this morning, the Liberian National Police did move on the grounds leading to Bernard Beach, but they were then ordered out. So this is where the LMP is, in readiness, positioned and stationed. The CDC has ordered their men off the Tottenham Boulevard. So you can see the police carrying their tear gas canister guns. They forming their human shield. There isn't so much of a traffic here along the Tottenham Boulevard at this moment. So this is the police line.
It seems very chaotic. Many are wondering if the National Police have built their wall already.
So this is the police wall. And further ahead is where the dismissed EPS officers that have been joined by some partisans of the CDC earlier started making their stand. But they've now left the Tottenham Boulevard, and somewhat of a calm has been restored along the Tottenham Boulevard. Vehicular traffic is flowing here as well.
Nobody can stop us. If you want to return here, nobody can stop us. Nobody can stop us. Our former EPS. Nobody can stop us from the presidential advancing. I want to tell the Liberian people, if they want war, we're going to war.
Wow. So you're hearing it. These are not friendly words coming. So they've retreated to the road leading to the CDC headquarters. That's where they are. They are making their stand here. They're no longer on the Tottenham Boulevard as the earlier advance onto the Tottenham Boulevard. They've retreated off the Tottenham Boulevard. So we see the acting youth chair coming. Abu Musa is now making his advancement. So they're making their way back. He says they're not going on the Tottenham Boulevard. Making their way to the Tottenham Boulevard now. Haven't we said? So there you have it. Now the CDC has made a stand on the Tottenham Boulevard. They have now made a stand on the Tottenham Boulevard. So he's now retreating off the Tottenham Boulevard. So they're now making a long stay on the Tottenham Boulevard. There's the second wave of seditions that have come on the Tottenham Boulevard, but they've not stayed on the road for a period, a protracted period. So they're making their way back to their headquarters, and the police still holding their ground. So there you have it. This enchanted seditions.
I'm not going to post it because I don't agree. I'm not ready because I can't ready. What is that? I was going to Is that one of the reasons? Yes. The reason why I'm telling you today because anyone probably that will have benefits. Then you put my mates that will have benefits. Because send my children to school to the time. I don't have a tuition for them. What's when my landlord put me outside now?
So you mean you are about to stage
I'm bearing my patient for now. I'm bearing my patient for now.
On protest.
Yes.
What work were you doing?
I work with community service.
Okay. Which one of the institution?
I work with community service. My knee is dead.
How many years? How many years?
3 years.
So she said she was illegally dismissed, and once she doesn't get redress, she will stage a nude protest. So, unfriendly words being exchanged, threats being exchanged, entry and advancement along and on the Tottenham Boulevard twice by dismissed members of the EPS, and the acting youth chair, Alvin Wiese, also made a brief stand on the Tottenham Boulevard, but retreated. These are angered and agitated former EPS officers. So they've been ordered off the road. They've been told to get off the road. So far, there hasn't been any sort of standoff. There hasn't been any sort of standoff. So these are defiant men and women. Of course, they've said they are ready to fight for illegal dismissal. So the police bring in their water truck. The police bring in their water truck. They're advancing to this position. More force from the LNP. They are advancing with men on top. Reminds me of the movie Sarafina. As the LNP coming in with advancement and reinforcement. Reinforcement coming from the LNP. They are moving in with their pressurized water truck. They are moving in with men mounted on top. You are not watching any sort of action movie on Netflix. This is live coming from along the Tottenham Boulevard, just around the headquarters of the opposition CDC. The truck is here. Men are positioned. And the chief of riot, Godfrey, is holding his own tear gas canister gun and says the traffic should flow. Bystanders, Godfrey is moving in.
Okay, Chief. So, let me move the man on the right side.
Says the traffic should flow. The men of the LNP should move themselves off the road. So, telling his men to adjust. The dismissed EPS employees, along with some partisans of the CDC, are further back where you see they still maintaining their stand there. And the police have removed themselves off the road, still in readiness, divided themselves in two parts. Chokon. So far what we've noticed is we haven't gotten any sort of standoff yet. It has just been two brief movements along the Tottenham Boulevard by the CDC members and the members of the dismissed contingent from the EPS that has happened so far.
Exactly, Dama. Exactly. That's why we are currently witnessing here on the Concord Town main boulevard. The police is already in full gear. Order has been given that when there is any more arbitrary roadblock, that you move in and remove the roadblock. And you can see that the traffic is now flowing and moving gradually, but the police is in full gear, Diamond, as you can see.
Yes, Chokon, we have witnessed this since this morning. Earlier, the police stationed themselves right here at the famous Jara gas station, and then they made a move, not on the premises of the CDC, but the road leading to Bernard's Beach, and they were ordered out of the premises, which they did. They removed themselves, and since they've been here, the CDC's the acting former mayor coach, the Secretary General of the CDC said he will speak to the media. The chairman did speak earlier, reacting to what they've termed as provocation by the LNP. But this is one side. This is the line of the LNP drone here, and this is the line of the CDC and the dismissed EPS officers drone at this end. They are not blocking the road. We should be quick to point that out, that they're not blocking the road. In fact, they've been ordered off the road by leaders of this group, the dismissed EPS officers. They've been ordered off the road by leaders. Some of these guys want to make a stand on the Totman Boulevard. They wanted to make a different statement. As you can see, they've been ordered off the road. So there is some sort of disagreement between the men and their commanders. The men want to make a stand on the Totman Boulevard. The commanders are saying, move yourselves off. So the police are adjusting themselves gradually adjusting themselves, moving slowly. But there is a considerable distance between the main wall of the LNP, divided into two sides to allow the traffic to flow. One contingent on the left, another contingent on the right, and the aggrieved, dismissed EPS officers and supporters of the CDC on the other side. Words being exchanged, not friendly words, not words of camaraderie, but words of anguish, anger, and dislike. So words being exchanged, but no formal stand on the Totman Boulevard. So if you ever wonder what a battleground looks like, what words are exchanged, well, they are not friendly words, and we cannot tell you. Viewers' discretion is advised as well. This is a live scene, and this is a live scene of very, very angry men and women. This tells you how divided on ideologies, on beliefs, on likes this country is. To each his own. To each his own. So the police have opened the traffic to flow again. So far, it's all grandstanding. The hot water truck retreats further towards the old road junction. The police still maintaining their ground. Words being exchanged, and this is more a game of who chickens out first, who makes a move that is going to be deemed as a move that needs a retaliatory move. A game of chess being played here, but this is not your friendly chess game, but this is a tension-prone area. It's hot, it's sunny, but the tension here has made it hotter than what it is. There you have it. There is agitation between members of the protesting group. They are divided on whether or not they should make a grandstand on the Totman Boulevard. So there you have it. This guy does not want to leave the road, and he's been forcefully removed from the road. He did not want to leave the road. He's been forcefully removed from the road. This is who's still commissioned and in the employs of the government, and who has been, according to them, wrongfully dismissed. The in power versus the out of power. Females, males, and the rest exchanging Sunday school words. Those on board vehicles are looking on. Looking on. So this is just a recap as to how all this began. On yesterday, the Inspector General of Police, Colonel Gregory Coleman, addressing a press conference, did say that there has been a series of planned protest actions to be staged, though he didn't mention the groups that were to stage the protests and the days these protests would have been staged. Early this morning, we got reports that there were contingents of police officers being stationed around the headquarters of the CDC.
These police have been taking pay. Gregory Coleman have killed more Liberians. Gregory Coleman have killed more Liberians in the last 7 months than even malaria. Just 2 days ago in Banjo, another Liberian was grossly murdered by the Liberia National Police. You see this police, some of these police, they are not taking pay for 6 months. The class of 46, the platoon class of 46 have been taking pay for 6 months. But Joseph Boakai got the audacity to send them in the street. Citizens are not protesting today. Who is protesting today? The 300 illegal EPS officers that were dismissed unlawfully that were protesting. La citizen party are gonna know. But you are sending the police here to kill people. Joe Boakai will take this country to war. We want the international pardon to be aware. Liberia should not retrograde into pandemonium and chaos before you come here with food. We don't need food. You have a country that has been reduced to a police state. You have a government command that sit and wrap on lip gloss. But you say these men, see their faces, some of them not even eat their money here.
Are you a part of the 300 dismissed EPS officers?
I'm not part of the 300 officers. I know very well, you know me very well. I'm not part of the officer.
So what are you doing at the party? This is your party headquarters, but at this moment in time, sir.
According to the Constitution of Liberia. According to the Constitution of Liberia.
Okay, so rocks are started to start flying. Rocks have started flying already. We have to maintain a distance safe enough to bring you this report, but at least 2 stones were thrown our way at this moment. So we have to take a better position to bring you all of what is happening in a safe manner.
When you wake up, journalists or anybody, once you wake up, you see the next, they tell God, thank you. Because the way our country looking out, the going project around, police project around, blah, 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 just, and you know, we're scared. Now look how it goes. That's why I came up we're scared. The players are scared. I know how many people worry. The last one they killed 15-year-old boy, the last one came out and killed people. That's why they get a kid another boy. We don't know what happened.
But you say you're scared, you're staying here.
I'm scared. Why would you, my man? Why would you? I'm scared. My left. Oh, I was left here. I was left.
All right. So Ben believe Topa. They're making his own assertions, but so far, as an independent media institution, we've not witnessed or heard any gun fired. We've not seen any gun discharged as of this moment since we've been here. We've not seen a single tear gas canister released. All we've seen is a standoff at a distance. 2 stones thrown but did not reach the police line. And we have to report the facts as we see them. The police have been here since this morning. It is 23 minutes after 2 p.m. There hasn't been any arrest made so far, neither a direct confrontation between the police and the agitating dismissed EPS officers that have been joined by some partisans or men and women believed to be partisans of the CDC. The police maintaining their lines, and we are reporting to you that so far, aside from 2 brief moves made on the Tottenham Boulevard by the agitating dismissed EPS officers and the acting youth chair of the CDC, Arvin Wise, they didn't, stay a very long period along the Tottenham Boulevard. Men have been ordered off the road. Traffic is flowing. They've retreated towards their headquarters, and the 2 waves of coming towards the Tottenham Boulevard has since ceased. So what we can report to you is there is nobody besieging the Tottenham Boulevard. The traffic is flowing peacefully. The agitating dismissed EPS officers have retreated towards the headquarters of the CDC, and folks are moving on with their normal vehicular activities. That is what we can report to you. So far, we haven't seen any sort of... So they are saying, so you are marching peacefully. Okay, so this was just a march. Okay, so it's just a show of each other. So that's why he's saying they're not protesting. Well, words are carefully being used here. According to one of the dismissed EPS officers, they are not protesting. They're just showing themselves as well. But whether it's a protest or it's a march, or however it has been termed by those staging and those averting, what we're reporting to you here is the 102 of the LNP is also just passing by, whether it's to show himself or not. But so far, there hasn't been any sort of altercation, physical altercation involving the use of force against each other. Nothing of such has happened. The police have driven their water truck away. Initially, they came closer towards the headquarters of the CDC, but they've driven their truck further away from the happening. So far, we've not seen very, very large size of reinforcements coming to back up the team that is here, but they're moving off the road. So traffic is flowing. So this is what is unfolding. So I'll turn over to Chokum for a bit as we observe what is unfolding here.
Thank you so much, Damo. We are still here on the main Tottenham Boulevard in central Monrovia, where aggrieved members of the dismissed EPS, they gather here today right around the CDC headquarters to, according to one of the officers, that they have come to show off strength because they noticed that the police deployment around the headquarters of the CDC this morning is still fear in some of those who wanted to come on for protestation. They had earlier issued a statement that they were going to protest against this regime because the regime, according to them, dismissed them illegally. So today they were going to seize that moment to come out to protest, which is constitutional under the law. But the police inspector general has since said that protestation is legal. They have the right to do so. But the movement, the right, a freedom of movement is also accorded to people who have also come out in the streets to go about their normal businesses. So there's no way they should not impede traffic, the movement of peaceful citizens who also have come out in the street to do their normal businesses. Earlier on, they rocked the street. They came here and just walk across the street. They dismissed EPS officers. They walk across the streets. A couple of those guys were here, and we witnessed the arrival of the police water truck, which of course the police received an instruction that if the officers block the road in order to impede traffic, they will be removed under the law by the use of force, which is permitted under the code of the Liberia National Police. So the officers return. They return, as you can see on your screen. My colleague Sylvester Trople is also here with me. Sylvester, welcome. What have you observed so far since you came here?
Well, so far what I observed is the tolerance of the police. Previously, at first, condition like this, the way you have the protesters, they were insulting the officers of the Liberian National Police, even going to the extent of threatening the life of the police IG, Gregory Coleman. At first, when we have some situation like this, you will see officers of the Liberian National Police would love to react and maybe sometimes affect negatively the protesters. But unlike today, we saw the officers of the Liberia National Police being very, very peaceful, tolerant, to the extent that protesters, they were going at them, insulting them, putting their hands up, but they remain very, very mute and make sure that peace reigns during this condition. So that's the only thing that I was there so far. But earlier on, you saw the Secretary General of the CDC, Koji. I saw Abin Wise, all of them were trying to ask their partisans and those who were protesting to leave the main road and go back on base. That's why you see the protesters and partisans of the CDC now going back on base. So there are several reasons of which they are protesting. Some of them protesting because they said some of them were EPS who were dismissed without any agreement between them and the government. Some of them said they are dismissed from the MCC without benefit. Some of them, they are agitated against the government, saying that the government is unprofessional, especially the recent incident from the Virginia area, Monrovia area, where an officer of the Liberian National Police killed a civilian. They're also agitating for that reason. So basically there are several reasons of which they are agitating or protesting. But what the major thing here is that peace is restored here, and officers of the Liberian National Police need to be applauded because they are acting very professional. All right. So yeah, that's my observation so far, Chogo.
Do we, in the coming days, you think we're going to observe more of this around town, to see people gathering, maybe to protest, to come out, to express their freedom of gathering and protestation, demonstration? You think in the coming days we will observe some of these things around
so
town?
It depends, what kind of issue that will surface here, issues that will be coming up. It depends how the opposition, especially CDC, will react to those issues that will be surfacing, and it also depends on how the government, through the security apparatus, will also react to protesters or people who will be agitated. So yes, of course, once issues are raised and the opposition community is now certified and they wish to go against, the government, yeah, we do expect, more of this to come. But if the government still remain professional, like we see today, where you see partisans and protesters from just around the CDC Headquarters coming on the main road. In fact, at some point blocking the main road, but the police remain very, very professional, making sure that the actual prioritize safety though. So if this condition, if this way continue to go ahead, peace will always remain, all right? When security remain professional and protester keep agitating, but everyone remains on the line. The police remain professional, they remain on the line. The protester remain, agitating, but they are now going beyond the line. For example, in other countries where protesters will pick up riots, and start throwing at the police officers. That's how matters become very, very complicated when protesters, pick up, wire materials and decide to chunk, officers. But it is not happening today. We did not see any of the protesters or people who were agitating people in stone to throw the police officers. That is not happening. They were only agitating, blocking road, and that's all.
So everybody was on our side.
I would say, everybody remains on their line today. The security remain on the line, the protesters remain on the line, and I think it was fair enough that Chogon. Seriously.
Yeah, but again, Cholo play again, protestation, especially where you have huge number of people. Other than this situation this morning, where few handful of people gathered, because I listened to one of the dismissed EPA officers. He said there are more than 300, and the group we saw here just a few minutes ago, they are not maybe even 100 or 150, to say that matters of the protestation are going to go off hand. But when you have a huge group of people, you don't control the mind.
So what you observe is that this protest was not organized, and that's why you did not see huge number of people coming out, because it was not organized. It's just a few hand of people from the party headquarters, that is CDC party headquarters. They decided to come out to just test the police. I would say that they were just testing the police because
the police are testing too, because they are still here. They
were just testing the police to know the strength of the police, if I would say. So they were not organized. That's why you see the number remain very, very low. Yes, Chogon. So so the police remain very professional. Like I said, the police remain very professional, making sure that they protect lives and property as should be. So you see over there, the police with their gadgets well protected. They are waiting for any attempt for protesters to get on the road, or for any situation, so they will be able to handle any situation, right? So that's why they are here. But the protesters, they have gone back on base. Partisans and protesters who were here earlier on blocking the road, they have gone back at the CDC headquarters just behind there, all right? So they are going back. So we stay here, folks. We remain posted. We remain posted ready. Yes. We will post that to bring you exactly as the situation unfolds here just around the CDC headquarters. All right, we are still here.
You're not listening to nothing.
So a protester tried to prevent me not to go live here. Just around.
Do your work. Do your work.
Okay.
Do your work. The message showing. Do you aware to play? Do you aware? Do you aware?
So, folks, we are coming around the CDC party headquarters in Congo Town, where protesters and partisans of the CDC gather here, try to protest. In fact, protested, and they now try to prevent us not to go live here. So that's why you're hearing from the background. All right. So the presence of the Liberia National Police is still being felt here. They are here, and we are just here too as well to bring you exactly the situation as it unfolds here around the CDC headquarters. But the traffic is now moving slowly. Right, the traffic is moving slowly. Right, the police have restored calm around here. The police have restored calm. At first, you weren't seeing vehicles moving. You know, this road was blocked because of the protesters. But as you can see now, the traffic is moving, you know, smoothly. All right. So that's it, folks. We are still here. We're still here. Yes, I'll try to leave now, bro. Come with it, bro.
Don't respond to anybody. No. Don't make any comment to anybody. No. Let's wrap up for now. There is any sort of... Oh, we live, man? Yeah. All right, folks. So we're about to wrap up from here for the moment. There isn't any standoff, as you can see. Cholope is going to pan the camera around. There isn't any standoff. The police is still maintaining their lines. The dismissed EPS officers as well have retreated in the compound of the Congress for Democratic Change. Vehicular traffic is freely flowing, and as we can report, there hasn't been the incident of any sort of physical altercation that led to either sides, getting involved in acts of violence. According to one of the dismissed EPS officers we did speak to, he said they're not protesting. All they are doing is a show of force to let the government know that they too have got men. Mayor Koji, the former city mayor of the Monrovia City Corporation and SG of the CDC, has also spoken to his people earlier today. They're remaining calm. There hasn't been any sort of altercation so far. There were brief moves made along the Totman Boulevard, but the men were ordered off as well. The police maintaining their line. Traffic is flowing. As to what will be the next move, we cannot tell. But the spoon crew will be stationed here across the road from the headquarters of the Congress for Democratic Change. Again, both sides have not been involved in any sort of altercation. The dismissed aggrieved EPS officers walked on the Totman Boulevard. They were then ordered off by their leaders, and they retreated peacefully. Words were exchanged, but besides words, nothing else were exchanged thus far. We'll go live again once there is anything worth reporting. My name is Damas Langa on behalf of the entire Spoon crew. Thank you for watching for now, and bye-bye.